wife says, today no lumba. That says a seminar day. Thanks for the call. Eugenia Cynthia Medi, Malik, my son, my wife, Arnold Nino Gento, Togbe Drake, Dr. Cynthia Thego, good evening. Guess we start the way we start. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And I'll say that again. Good evening to Mami Ajua, says welcome Nana. SK Dari Bugba, tuned in sharp at my opinion. Welcome on board. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Now, hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. We thank God for another Monday. He gives us the grace and the blessing to perform this ritual, and here we are. And with all humility, I am Nana Ansakwa, the fourth chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu Edumasan. Let me welcome you to another edition of That's My Opinion. Now, I'm not sure how you will take my opinion today. But as I've always said, folks, our topic today is raw and painful truth. Raw and painful truth about us, I guess, what we have become. Folks, every now and then I do an airtime wasting show. And I thank God for, the likes of Kwesi Chum and Multimedia for allowing me that space. What I'm going to talk about today, folks, in truth, we can't be bothered. We are not trained to care, and we have managed to build a cocoon around us. We are insulated from the reality. So, in essence, as a time-wasting show, which has to be done. Now, last week, there was an uproar against the CSE. We said it was a ploy to introduce our children or persuade our children to either becoming or accepting same sex. We said it was a ploy to introduce or persuade our children to either becoming or accepting same sex. The Minister for Education came out to somewhat deny it, but the harm was already done. The President has also now spoken and assured us that there's not going to be any LGBTQ agenda. That will be taught to the children. So I am sure heads must be cool now, but more assurance is definitely needed in this area. Last week, there were people who were surprised that I did not speak against it, this policy. How could you not support this CSE? Why should teachers be the ones to teach our children about sex? Parents should be empowered. Folks, it is as though you tuned in to Joy FM now, listening to me are the parents that we are bothered about. Your kids attend Association, Martin de Porres, Morning Star, Jack and Jill, Reed Church, and the likes, even though they are all not safe. But in truth, as you are in the minority. Folks, you are in a very small minority. You drop your kids and pick them up from school. say hello to the teacher. Every time I get the opportunity to pick the princess from school, I ask Miss Cecilia, how was the princess in school? Did she eat her food? Did she participate in the class? Did she sleep? Did she jump? Did she sit? Did she play? Every day I want a report. I am in the minority. We are sadly in the minority. However common or logical you think it may seem, it's the minority. The larger numbers are in the rural areas, the so-and-so cluster of schools, whose parents do not have the time nor the inclination to go to their child's school to concern themselves with what is happening. Their stories don't get here. They don't even know anyone who knows anyone who works at Joy FM, let alone any media house. Sometimes they themselves are children and need help. Forget about their children. As we heard last week on Joy FM, a detailed and gruesome account of a very sick case of child abuse. There are many out there which don't make it. But today, I want to lay it bare. Folks, you may not agree with me. Under the guise of, it is not our culture. But folks, the fact that Italians got pasta from China doesn't make pasta and spaghetti Chinese food. It is wholly Italian because they have taken over in the business and the eating of it. So yes, the Chinese came up with it all right, but now it is wholly Italian. What is culture anyway? Folks, it includes the social behavior of a people, not only what they believe in, but the regular social behavior of a people. So have we checked and asked, what are our regular social behaviors? Yes, certain things may have been alien to us. We claim it's the West that are the ones with no morals. They are trying to induct us into their sick ways of living, such as drugs, excessive drinking, fornication, and the worst of them all, same sex, which we hate because, folks, it is not our culture. I love that phrase. It is not our culture. That's our code for denying. How can you be leading in a practice and still call it someone else's culture? How can you be leading in a practice and still comfortably call it someone else's culture? Folks, let me start with alcohol. Now, the earliest data I could get was in 2013. We were consuming then 30 million liters of alcohol. In 2013, half of the hard alcoholic bitters and the beers in the market today were not even there. Yet we managed 30 million liters. I wonder how much we're consuming now. Folks, see how many more of these bitters we have added. Export is next to nothing. In fact, getting to festive seasons and Christmas, alcohol runs short. Can't even get crate of beer to buy. We drink till that kingdom come. Kidney disease is on the rise. The age of kidney disease patients keeps dropping. Whereas it used to be much older folks, now the youth are damaging their livers and kidneys. Every day and until recently, every time, we are reminded to drink something that will make us good and bad. Either in the form of alcoholic bitters or capsules. Every day. Is that one too someone else's culture? Alongside capsules to make men strong and hard, are counterparts to make women also tight between the legs. Now, I do not know any Western country where this is their culture. Maybe you may know. When we get to the phones, you can help us. A country where alcohol and aphrodisiacs are promoted so much so that even midday news on national television is sponsored by an alcoholic bitters. But it is not our culture. So I guess I move on. But let me move on to same sex. Ooh, I said those taboo words. Same sex. Folks, but I will start with girl to girl, woman to woman, and if you think it's not here, then you must be new to Ghana. Married woman, single, those dating, I must say I must say, they are mostly bisexual, not full-blown lesbians. I don't know if there are many of those. I'm talking bisexuals. And I'm telling you, folks, that it is normal. From the days of us being in boarding school till still going on today, we all knew of which girls Supi was which. It was not even hidden, open secret. They make a tent and do their business. Supi Supi. And our generation of Supi Supi are still at it. And I'm telling you, if I am not wrong, I can say between 60 to 70% or more females today, if not bisexual, or know someone who is bisexual. Folks, it is here with us. Now, I find it so amazing how we pretend to hate something that we practice so widely. It is, is it that we don't know? And that's why those of you on my WhatsApp list, I say, you need to put on your honesty cap before you come onto this show. Be honest with me. Do you not know or haven't heard of this issue, phenomenon? Folks, kindly do a search, do your own research on how many of our young students that have sex videos on the net. Please check it. And when you finish, check the so-called countries where you say it's their culture. And then ask yourself, how come it is their culture yet they are not doing it as much as we are doing it? Folks, we grow cocoa in Ghana, probably number 1, number 2 in the world, depending on the season. Yet, chocolate is a Swiss culture. They have the market even though they don't have a cocoa tree. So let us open our minds. Let us be bold to confront who we have become. Folks, let us be bold to confront who we have become. The low esteem and wrong psyche in most of our ladies is mind-boggling. The low esteem and wrong psyche in most of our ladies is mind-boggling. For those of you who may have traveled or have the opportunity to date girls from maybe the Western world or the advanced countries, now she will agree to sleep with you because she's ready and she likes you. Folks, our ladies, and too many of them, and I'm not talking about those who are destitute and desperate. No, I'm just talking about regular girls. And you hear things like this all the time. Now we grow to Have you not heard this phrase? It is like, fried rice for sex, momo for sex, phone credit for sex, money for sex, mobile phones for sex. And the new craze now is pizza. I don't know who brought this pizza into the system, but now pizza is also in there. So it makes you wonder, where did this attitude come from if it is not our culture? Now, how can I forget sex for grace? Funny enough, I prepared this show well before this BBC leak came in. Even though my wife has been championing this issue and complaining about issue about sex for sex many, many years ago, complaining all the time on a show standpoint. But you know what? Unfortunately, she's not white. So who cares what she says? But well, thank God the BBC have said it. So it's now a matter to be discussed. Folks, or this one too is news to us? Is this one too news? Is this one too somebody else's culture? I think the low self-esteem and the wrong mentality is an issue to be discussed. A confident woman will own her vagina, as my wife would always say. Own your vagina. It's not because of fried rice or momo or mobile phone. But folks, to be constantly barter trading it is a cause for concern. To be constantly barter trading it is a cause for concern. Folks, according to Trading Economics reporting on World Bank reports, and this was in 2016, teenage mothers who had children or were pregnant in Ghana, 17.8% the teenagers, and this is the bigger bulk of our population, teenagers. And this is from the age of 15 to 19. Somehow they did not capture 9 to 14. I had the number somewhere. I searched and searched, but I couldn't find it. From 9 to 14. It would amaze you. But let me take you to the Central Region. You would think it's a comedy film. But they are making progress though, even though the Volta region has surpassed them. However, before, let me take you to England, with a population of 56 million as of 2015, 55.6 million as of 2015. In 2015, the whole of England recorded 20,351 teenage pregnancies, women under 18 who got pregnant. 56 million and 20,000 teenage pregnancies. Now let's come back to the Central Region. With a population of 2.2 million, in that same year, Central Region recorded 13,355. Folks, I am comparing Central Region to the whole of England. 56 million and 20,000 pregnancies. 2.2 million and 14,000 pregnancies. Which of these groups can call this phenomenon a culture? And if I were to do country for country, you would marvel at the rate of defilement that we're living with. Central Region data, as I told you, they're doing well. 13,355 2014, 13,014 2015, 12,400 2016, 11,474 2017. Folks, isn't this classified as normal? Is this not classified as normal? Now, from the National Population Council data 2014, girls between 15 and 18 who were mothers in Western Region, 10.1% of the adolescents. In Volta Region, it was 18%. Eastern Region, 15%. Ashanti Region, 10%. Brongahafo, 17.5%. So picture this, folks. Airwaves filled with alcoholic bitters. Sale of aphrodisiac capsules to make us erect. Creams to tighten vagina. TV screens full of sex, nudity and soft porn. And a nation full of pedophiles and pregnant children. Now, to garnish this cocktail, we are busily introducing gambling. Oh yes, busily introducing gambling. Until one day the gamblers get addicted and start committing crimes to satisfy their addiction. And then suddenly we will get up and say it is not our culture. Suddenly we get up angry and charged. So I want to know, folks, if there are no churches in these regions, if yes, are they aware of the goings on there? Are these girls having immaculate conception? Or is it the same people from the churches and mosques within the same communities committing these crimes? Folks, boys to boys, bone to bone. As for that one, it is never our culture. So it should not even be put on the table for discussion. It is evil. It is Sodom and Gomorrah. God will rain down fire on us. Amanfo, let me calm down. Let me calm down. There may be more of an open society of gay men in the Western world, as they can go about in their own business without persecution. But in terms of numbers, folks, in terms of numbers of population per ratio, I am telling you, our sons, fathers, brothers may be more than them. Again, it is common from the high ranks to the low. Now, some of them may be economic gay people. Some of them may be curious gay people, but they are with us. And again, I must say, maybe they are more bisexual rather than the full-blown gay men bisexual. They still sleep with women and sleep with themselves. But it is very much here. It was our underground culture, but now it's quite open with their bars and clubs. Gone are the days of Kojo Besia. They have graduated. It is with us. recruiting boys from the SHS and the JSS. Recruitment, abem. Whose culture? Recruitment, abem. Folks, if you have followed Joy FM, follow this sanitation campaign, now you will realize who we have truly become. Animals. Complete animals. We live in absolute filth, devilish filth, and we do so in perfect comfort. And kind good. We add filth to the food we eat. Filth to the food being sold. Folks, I may not even be fair to compare some of the behavior to animals. I may not even be fair. But everywhere the team goes, the stories that come out, you wonder, where did we go wrong? Is this who we have truly become? And so the talk about it's alien. Folks, let me tell you the raw, painful truth and the sad honesty of what is alien to us. Honesty is alien to us. Respect is alien to us. Good timekeeping, uprightness, courtesy is alien to us. Cleanliness has become alien. Truthfulness, attention to detail is yet to come. That's what that one there, alien Christ is yet to come. Helping one another. Oh my God, discipline is definitely alien to us. Abiding by laws. Folks, finding a good man of God, finding a good pastor is becoming alien. So we may not need this CSC thing they are talking about. No. But we need a homegrown, comprehensive human education. CHE. We need a homegrown, human, comprehensive human education as a matter of urgency. Now I can talk till the cows come home. But I may not be fair on you. Because I know you have something to say. Folks, what are our values? I've heard it so many times. What are our values? Drinking? Anything goes? What are our values? Pregnant children? What are our values? Let me take you to Netherlands quickly and then I'll come back to the phones. Population of what? 17 million. They recorded 1,500 pregnancies. 1,500. And that's from below, and they record from 21 and below. Just a 21, they record you say, 17 million people, 1,500. 2.2 million, 14,000. And we sit here and say they are bringing their filthy culture, they are bringing an alien culture from where? Because in reality, they should be protecting themselves from us. In reality, they should be protecting themselves from us and not us from them. Talk to me. It's 0302216541. You can send a WhatsApp to 0244 340 437. You can send a tweet to @Nana Ansako. I'll tweet and then I'll read it to you. Okay, let me see who's my first caller. Hello.
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Nana, this is Kwei Edward Akwete calling from Kasua Millennium City.
Let me hear you.
All right, Nana, I like your topic and how you try to, contribute your quota to the development of this nation. Mm-hmm. In fact, the hard truth, it's a program that some time ago I watched on one of the, foreign TV stations, we call something hard truth. how we fail to, be courage to tell our children what is right is causing the nation to come to this far. I will not talk much about that, but corruption. In fact, this morning I heard a story concerning the BBC, whatever, the report that they came out with. I was shocked. In fact, it is there. We witnessed it when we were back in school. We witnessed that teachers were fumbling with students, but asking them to prove that this is true, you can't tell. But now they've come out with a proof that this is what is happening. But why should all these things happen? First of all, the immoral act that some people are allowing it to happen in this country. In fact, we have to learn from some of our immoral activities and abstain from that. And then the kind of money, reason some people are now getting. In fact, people think everything is money, and have forgotten something very important, that in this life, riches is not everything, and prosperity will not endure every generation.
Thank you very much. The line is hot today, so let's try and make it snappy. But Ajimai is on the line. Hello, Ajimai.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm good.
And when you say we'll talk this evening, you have to take one more hour to your program. And I've been listening to you, but today's topic is the most sensitive one. And I found it to be hypocrisy in Ghanaians. When we talk about sex for grace, sex for employment, sex for position, sex for rank, child indiscipline, alcoholism, and homosexuality. I mean, it is happening. But Ghanaians will say that, as for Ghanaians, it is not our culture. The difference between Ghanaians and the foreigners is that they have legalized them over there. But here, it is not legalized. That's the only difference. But in terms of doing it, Ghanaians are doing it.
And maybe even doing it more. Kwejo is on the phone. Hello, Kwejo.
Yeah, hello, Nana.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, I want to be part of the program.
Let me hear you.
And I must say, Nana, this topic is very, very important. And, you are exposing the hypocrisy of the Ghanaians. We pretend about the situation and then think that it is somebody's culture that is being imported here, physically. But, like you have exposed this evening, this thing is happening here and in larger and bigger proportion than out there. And I think that is what we all need to open our eyes to.
Thank you very much. Nana, you have said it all. We are hypocrites. Honesty is not part of our vocabulary. Words fail me. This is Mami Ajwa. Derek is on the phone. Hello, Derek.
Hello, Nana. I greet you well.
I greet you back. Let me hear you.
Derek, sir, this is sad. The issue is Ghanaians, we are playing the ostrich. Secondly, is greed. So we're losing it all. All the issues you mentioned is staring straight in our faces now. Go to Swari, go to Kwame Nkrumah Circle, go to Adabraka, go to Tema, gay, lesbians, all over the place. And I can talk about the entire country. But what we are missing is, until we take all this greed and then selfishness out of the equation, then we'll be tackling the moral issues. As it stands now, everybody is pushing his or her worth to go make money, get rich quick. That's what is killing us. So we're losing all our values. And the point is just straight. We've lost it.
Thank you very much. 0302-216-541. Samsung is on the phone.
Hello, Anna.
Hello, Samsung.
Yes. I'm fully support of your opinion. Let's look at what is happening in religion. When Mary became pregnant, Joseph saw pregnancy. And Joseph himself went and did the naming ceremony. No other person. No man in this earth will allow another man to kiss his wife to a point of giving birth with her adult and without the knowledge of the man or the family. That is what is happening in the churches, Christianity. So we need to be serious. For me, in my opinion, we need a scientific innovation. We don't even know components which come together to form a metal, a glass, a ceramics. And we are teaching about sex.
Thank you very much. This one said, Nana Sakwa, you are speaking the bitter truth. Ghana is a big rot, but we are quick to badmouth those who are trying to help us. I plead with multimedia to have a tree version of your program on Adom FM so our people can understand the truth you speak always. From KB in Medina. But Kofi is on the line. Hello, Kofi.
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Nana, I go.
Yeah.
I like your topic for today. And, I have been saying this. When we look at the problems that we are having as a country, morally, I don't know where to start from and I don't know who to blame. Now, when we look at our last census, it says that we are almost 60% are Christians. We have other religions. But at the end of the day, corruption is going up. Immoral behavior is going up. So who caused it? Does it mean the religious leaders are not doing what they are supposed to do? People go to church, give big collections, and then at the end of the day, after Sunday service, the next morning, they add zeros to numbers to make huge money. Our country will need to sit back, assess our way of doing things before we can move forward. Other than that, we'll be saying, oh, this is how we do our things. This is how we do our things. And at the end of the day, we'll just be talking, blaming politicians. But the issue is our moral life. We have let things be as it is now because we have not assessed ourselves well, and we have not even allowed our moral training to train ourselves and to shape our lives for us.
Thank you very much. Nana, I live in Canada and it is difficult to see the cleavage of a woman. Hardly would you see adverts talking about sexual beverages. Hardly would you see indecent dresses, yet they don't even go to church like we do. We are losing it gradually. We even claimed we are a religious nation. Yogi Edmonton in Canada. May I add that in Netherlands that I was doing the comparison with, 50.1% of the population are atheists, don't even believe in God. But look at how they are living. Folks, we need to up our game if indeed we say we are who we are. But in Legon is Hannah. Hello, Hannah.
Yes. Hello, Mr. Nana.
Yes, Hannah.
Yes. Thank you so much for your program. It's very enlightening, and we must be honest that these issues are there in the country. But the question we all have to ask ourselves as Ghanaians is, what are we going to do about it? I don't know about CSC, and right now we can't really tell exactly what the content of CSC was all about. Was it going to eliminate us to some of these things and teach us how to not do them, or was rather going to promote us to do certain things? We can't tell, but we can't deny that these things were in the country. So the question is, what are we going to do about the moral decay? We can't leave it for it to be promoted. Neither can we just leave it ajar. So what can we do about it? Does it start from the home, from the family? I can't tell. But something has to be done directly towards it. Nonetheless, we can't sit down and let it be promoted anyways. We have to really address it in a way possible. So that's my take on it.
Thank you very much. But then again, there are so many kaya years that are between 9 and 14, desperate, who have children who don't even have idea what parenting should be. Yet they have children, and these children live in our society. And so I'm saying that comprehensive human education, so that these children will grow up and become human. But Papa Ansa is on the phone. Hello, Papa.
Great King, good evening.
Good evening.
You see, Ghanaians, we are hypocrites. You see, these things are being done in our societies. And people are going about, these things are not accepted in our society, and it's still happening. See, woman to woman, as you said, like the Supi and the. So it's up to us to educate our children. Look at how these rape cases are on a high ascendancy. You educate your daughter when you go to school. When a teacher touches your breast, you tell you when you come home, tell your mom or report to the headmistress. You have to put that education. You see, when we educate our kids, these things will not happen. But look at the statistics that you give. Look at the statistics that you give. And even 2.2 million as a population, look at only central region. God save this country.
God save this country. Kojo is in airport. Hello, Kojo.
Yes, Nana.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, Kojo. Let me hear you.
You have a very interesting topic for discussion today. I just wanted to quickly touch on something you mentioned. What we need in this country is a comprehensive human education.
Yeah.
I think we've lost it on all fronts. As a country, have we even asked basic questions like this? What do we want to see in a Ghanaian, a person called a Ghanaian? What value should that person express?
Yep.
How do we know we are achieving bringing up a Ghanaian to be whom we have envisaged to be? Do we have milestones? Can we tell? I doubt I have seen any document or heard anyone express in clear terms who a Ghanaian ought to be. We need to go to the basics, right from nursery through kindergarten, to teach patriotism, what it means to be a Ghanaian, what are our values. Nana, we are clueless on all these things. How on earth then can we become the people we desire to be? I think we need to go back to the drawing board, Nana.
There's a lady that normally calls the show and says, Nana, we need to hit the reset button. I've always promised to do a show for her, haven't done. He says, Nana, we need to hit the reset button. But before I go to Godwin, this one says, Nana, the data and statistics are staggering. I was upset about your views about CSI until you got to the tail end and said they have to protect themselves from us. Very funny. But seriously, the statement that it is not our culture it's a very true statement. The alarming poverty, ignorance, and illiteracy levels, plus very weak policing and criminal detection and punishment system makes it appear as if it is our culture. Our formal institutions are weak, as has been revealed in even our topmost university. If we strengthen our institutions, we will appreciate CSE and other issues better. Eunice from East Legon. But Godwin is on the phone. Hello, Godwin. The line dropped. Sorry. Folks, we need to be bold. We need to be honest with ourselves. We need to stop toying with all these things and this pretension and hypocrite and KNTB does not. It is with us. It's so common. It's so rife. I don't know why people are pretending. But Kobna is in the USA. Ojam.
Hi, Nana. How are you doing?
I'm very good, Kobna.
Great. Hey, today is another big day for us. You have made us thinking about how we can make our country move forward.
Yeah.
But the question is, as you asked about comprehensive human development, what we need to ask is, how are we going to make it possible? Now, Nana, in your kingdom, you are the king, right? Yep. Or you are the chief of that town, and therefore the people expect you to put things forward so they can debate and then get the solutions. So that's why we set up all these political and governance systems. So we need leaders or people who would have the insight as you have gotten, that you are able to know that, hey, we need this comprehensive human development to be able to make progress, to be able to make strides. So that's what we need to do. We need to have good leaders who have insightful ideas as to how to move the country forward. And that's all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And let me quickly add that, yes, a young teacher was posted into the Republic and started acting funny. Takes the girls to the room and then locks the door and turns the music up loud. And so the report came to me and I was furious. And so I handed the issue to the reverend ministers and everything to deal with it. My wife nearly killed me. Anyway, I was assured that he'd been spoken to, and there was no evidence because the children said nothing happened anyway. But I was just not comfortable with the teacher locking a door with children in the room. I mean, what's that? Whether something happened or not. So he moved from wherever he was and went to another house. And within 2 weeks, it happened again. So I said, you know something? That's it. You get out of the school and you get out of my town. Period. So I gave my orders and came to Accra. And as far as I was concerned, he was out of town. And I do unannounced visits to the school. Listen, it may be a government school, but it's in my jurisdiction, so I own it. So I do unannounced visits to the school, see what teachers are in, what teachers are not there. I ask the questions from the children, find out, if you're following the teacher or not. Anyway, I went to one classroom and this teacher was in the class. And so I called him out and I called the headmaster and I said, what's this gentleman still doing here? He says, the Ministry of Education says I need to give them some time. They'll come back to me. I said, listen, you go and wait in your house until whatever decision is taken. You pack your things and you leave town. So within a few minutes, a few hours, I had the whole delegation, about 4, staff from the Esujaman District Education. They came to the palace to see if I'll give this guy 2 weeks before they go. I said, no. 5 minutes, cramming man. So they said they were going to go outside and then do their own private investigation and come. And I said, something? One of my little things I've learned as a chief. Number 1, you are the last person to hear anything. And 2, whatever it is that you hear multiplies by 10 because it's diluted. When you go out there, whatever it is I've told you now, you see how worse it is. They came back and said, yep, Nana, you're right. The issue was very worse. I said, that's it. I don't want him in the town. So I kicked him out. But then you ask yourself, how many chiefs concern themselves with the schools in their jurisdiction to know that this is happening or not? We should. But on the phone is Eric. Hello, Eric.
Good evening, Anna.
Yes, boss.
And thank you very much for bringing out this controversial issue for discussion.
I know, right?
Personally, I feel that is the age that came up for discussion as going to start from kindergarten. That's where the problem started. Personally, I don't have problem with teaching adolescents these topics, teaching them and as to how they will have to care for themselves and others. But the age has been the main problem. The age that came up as starting the program from kindergarten.
Well, see, I know many people were concerned about the kindergarten thing, but if you looked at the policy, at kindergarten, they were only going to be taught hygiene and how to relate to people, not sex. So that's why I'm saying that we as Ghanaians should be truthful and know that now, say we are rotten. But we need to rescue the next generation. They must be rescued before we hand over the country to them. And so I'm proposing a comprehensive human education. But Maxwell, let me see what Maxwell will propose. Hello, Maxwell.
No, Uncle.
What does it?
You are saying Nyachuma from Memeka Nyachum, Ghana. Nyachum. We didn't know how to eat. We never heard of pizza. Pizza is in the system. Fried rice is in the system. Especially the unfortunate. So, in Kenya, fried rice, pizza. It's still in the system. So this LGBTQ, whatever they are mentioning, we see them. We talk to them, we sleep with them, we eat with them. And then when it comes to the issue, we shift the goalpost.
Thank you very much. Sometimes we have to be bold and face it. Nana, most of us have become hypocritical maroons. Not to talk about some so-called religious leaders who would not want to say that the truth because of their stomachs. We should stop referring ourselves as a Christian nation because we have lost the Christ-like nature, and it's shameful. The Lord have mercy on us. Good evening. This is Auntie Della, but Pa Kojo is on the phone. Hello, Pa Kojo.
Hello, no, good evening.
Good evening.
Your proposal of comprehensive human education is understood. Mm-hmm. But you see, I assume you read O-levels, right?
Yes, I did.
And compare what we were then to what we are now. Just look at the two scenarios. Now, during our days, a teacher could just tell who did what crime or who performed which particular bad behavior by looking at the haircut. As soon see something happens and they say, okay, 3 boys, 4 boys, I'm not able to tell who did. We look at your faces and they're able to tell. Now, we've lost it. And the question we should be asking ourselves is, when did we lose it? Now, the moment we decided to wrestle education from the missionaries, our problems started happening. And nobody cared. We actually hid behind modernization and civilization, and then everything has really gotten bad. Now, the issue of a CSC, I know that's not a topic for discussion, but the reason some of us are worried is that, in principle, we are not against the program. The problem is that nothing has ever been done right in Ghana. It will be beautifully put paper to explain, speak big English. When it comes, the teachers who are going to implement this, have they been trained? Do they? Teachers are.
Oh, your line is a bit bad. Spot on, Nana. You couldn't have said it any better. Way back in school, Supi was done openly. It's hard to differentiate between regular girls and prostitutes these days. People find me strange when we go out, and I insist the bill be split so we all pay. We definitely need a comprehensive human education. This is from my sister Eugenia. And bam, bam, bam. Ohene, according to Genesis, Sodom and Gomorrah was ruthlessly destroyed with fire by supposedly Almighty God in heaven. Is that the awesome God who is still in heaven, overseeing all the same-sex marriages in his holy places, churches, in his created planet Earth without batting an eyelid, just as he mercilessly did to Sodom and Gomorrah? This contrived fallacy by the promoters of Christianity in the first century is unfolding right under our eyes. This is 21st century. Nana Ano Ame here. Good evening, Nana. Forget about those hypocrites calling themselves pastors. So they know how to talk like this, and they couldn't rally the masses against the vampire politicians and corruption. Don't they know that we've become a puppet to the white man cause of inability to raise enough funds to cover ourselves? Russo in Nungwa. Jacques Hellman says, Nana, may you live long. Our clergymen are there only to seek wealth and stop promoting good moral message, and the parents are carelessly raising children without proper teaching and advice. Again, our institutions too are corrupt. Nana, I think Ghana doesn't deserve democracy. But Frank is on the phone. Hello, Frank.
Hello.
Yes, Frank.
Yeah, Nana, good evening.
Good evening, Frank.
Yeah, I want to contribute.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, my problem is that already the country is suffering from this moral decadence. So the introduction of the comprehensive sexual education is going to aggravate the problem we have on our hands already. That's my opinion. The moral decadence, as you are talking about, these aphrodisiacs, this sexual immorality, the filth, all of these things are, problems that we are grappling with as a nation. So why introduce another, problem that is going to worsen the problem we have already?
Well, so I am pushing comprehensive human education. Yes, it's very true that a lot of bad things are happening, but they are not accepted as our culture. Do we accept and promote them just because they are happening? I rather agree with your comprehensive human education bit. Good evening. BB in North K. BB, what I'm saying is that culture is something you do. It doesn't matter whether you believe in it or not. It's a culture. Culture means something that you practice regularly. Whether you believe it, promote it, support it. So it has become your culture. I mean, in an underground culture, it's still a culture, which means you are overdoing it. Nana Bwachi, engineer, says, Nana, we need a comprehensive social engineering of the economy and education, sanitation, jobs, infrastructure, and all other challenges will fall in line. Well, as you know, I am one of the speakers of the Live to Lead conference, which is on the 10th of October, 7 p.m. at the Alisa Hotel. You don't want to miss it. I'm sure you've heard me mouth and bash everybody, so you want to come and hear my account as a leader, what I have done, what I am doing, some of the things I have succeeded, and those that I have failed. You must be there. Yes, as a leader, I have failed, and I have chalked some successes. KSM says the killer show killed one thing: hypocrisy. Thank you. At least we were able to, admit that, look, we are doing bad. 0302216541. Let me see if I can squeeze in one more call before MFA Apau comes to give you the news bulletin, and then Sammy Forcing comes to overdrive you home. Well, folks, it has been a beautiful show. I wasn't sure how we're going to take it, but I think we have done good by ourselves. We have, really, done a good introspection and realized that, listen, we need not to bury our heads in the sand anymore. It's here, it's with us, it's affecting each and every one of us. To the point where I'm telling you that even though you may think it's alien, it's not alien anymore. Folks, what is alien here is tidiness. What is alien to Ghana now is cleanliness is alien. Order, sanitation, courtesy in traffic is alien. Those are the things that have become alien to us. And indeed, all the countries that we point to, assuming that they are bringing the filth here, these things are their culture. Respect, cleanliness, courtesy, timekeeping, hard work, truthfulness, uprightness. It's their culture. If you haven't traveled before, Google. If you have friends who have traveled before, ask them. That's their culture. We have now adopted all this filth, and we're denying that it's not our culture. Nana, have you realized that with the advent of Christianity and many other religious denominations, morality and traditions of Ghanaians have been on the decline? Our traditional religion ensured instant justice and people fear. But today, just say sorry and you will be forgiven. We have become our own devils. Macosby Anthony. Comprehensive human education is what I'm proposing. Dr. Collins Ajimai, University of Ghana Psychology Department. You're tuning in and thank you. I disagree with your comments, sir. Are you saying that because some people engaging in these vices, it should be allowed? Oh my God, were you listening to the show? Are we also saying that when there is a growing sense of unfortunate actions going on, the solution is to normalize and legalize it? Respectfully, I disagree with you. There should be a concerted effort in various ways in inculcating our good values and culture into our people. William from Legon. Oh, William, did you listen to the show? Joe Willie, Family from Legon, are you sure you listened to the show? And you actually came in and says, well, can I send a message here for Nana Sakwa? So yes, you did, because you came in early. Well, I cannot summarize it again, but well, folks, until I come back to you next Monday with a different opinion, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. Maybe we start championing our comprehensive human education, homegrown, and so that everything that we perceive or deem is our values and morals, we bring it in there. It's been a long time since I talked about population, but everything I've talked here, you can see is affecting the population, isn't it? Let's champion the cause of the MPC. MFA Apao is up next. And Sammy Forsen is here. Abeku, my son, was on the 1s and 2s. Thank you very much for tuning in.